My name is Kate Murphy. I am a marine insurance agent down here in sunny Florida. This video is going to cover 4 tips for you to consider when buying your next vessel from an insurance perspective. So the first one is jump in size of the vessel if you want to be owner-operator. The second one is consider the year of the vessel. The newer the vessel, the better it's going to be for you, and I'll explain why. The third thing we're going to be discussing is the towing ratio of a tender behind a main vessel. And the fourth tip is going to be navigation. Where you plan to moor your vessel and where you plan to spend your time navigating could determine geographically what your rate's going to be. How large a vessel you should jump to when you want to be an owner-operator. The rule of thumb from an underwriter's perspective is don't go any more than 10 feet in size from the last boat you owned or operated. That is kind of like their magic number where they feel comfortable and they'll approve you. If you go over that, they're gonna put this pesky little warranty on your policy that says warranted and you need a full-time captain. And you were probably not gonna like that because 1, you don't have the ability to operate your boat as you wish, and 2, you're now tasked with finding a competent captain and paying that salary that dictates the competent captain. So my rule of thumb is to always stay within 10 feet in size from the last boat you've operated or, more importantly, owned. So if you started with a 30-foot boat, go up to 40 feet. If you want to go, say you're on the cusp there, you see the dream boat and it's a 42-footer or 45 feet and you've only been operating on a 30-foot and you know that is the boat that you're working with the yacht broker to find. Usually it takes a little time for you to find that boat. I would take that downtime to also start practicing with a captain or a friend who has that same type of vessel or similar size vessel and start logging in sea time hours with them. Start practicing with them on docking, maneuvering, all the things that come with owning a larger size vessel. And then when it comes time to submit your personal resume, because they will ask for that, now I, as your insurance agent or whoever you decide to go with, will have a nice, clean, good resume that makes the underwriter feel good because they can see, oh, well, he may or she may have only owned a 30-foot boat, but they've spent months on this 42-foot boat practicing and whatever the make and model of that boat is, we'll include that on your resume and you'll be more likely to get approved. The other way of doing it is, say you just find your dream boat within 3 weeks and you just don't have the time to get out there and get that sea time. Well, ask your yacht broker if there's a reliable captain that can train you for a couple of months. They will put that warranted full-time captain in there, most likely. I don't want to disillusion you with that, but you can then train with that captain to get the necessary experience needed. And in 3 or 4 months time of training with him, once you get the program amount of sea time, if that captain feels comfortable letting you take over without his or her assistance, then they can write a letter of recommendation letter on your behalf and we can submit that to the underwriters for their approval. And after that time, usually 9 out of 10 times, they'll accept it and you'll be approved and you'll no longer have that pesky warranty that says you need a full-time captain. Yay! I would try and steer towards a newer boat. And the reason for that is, after this past hurricane season, we just have less carriers that are willing to write in the state of Florida or the Caribbean or places that got hit hardest with the hurricanes, so even Texas and the Panhandle. And the ones that are remaining, they're very, very nervous. You have to understand, they're an underwriter who reports to their boss, and they're under scrutiny now to mitigate losses for the next few years. So one of the things they are doing to mitigate losses is they're only accepting risks that are newer boats. And by newer, I'd say 12 to 15 years old is the oldest they want. After that, there's less carriers willing to write that risk. And if you're in the hurricane areas that are prone to hurricanes, such as Florida, Texas, Panhandle States, Caribbean, Bahamas, with less players, you're at the mercy of their insurance rates. And it can be sticker shock. So you might be having a great experience with your yacht broker. They get you a great deal on an older boat, and you're having a grand time, and then poof, you get the insurance agent, and you start hating us because we can only give you 1 or 2 markets, and the prices are really high. Unfortunately, they're the ones writing it, they know it, and they're going to determine the pricing. So if you have a choice between 2008 Sea Ray Sundancer and one that is 2012, and you get a great deal on that 2012, not really that much difference in price, you might want to go with a newer boat just because in the long run it's going to save you money on your premiums. These are for the larger yacht owners who have a tender that they may consider towing behind their main vessel. So the rule of thumb is to stay within 33% or lower in the ratio between your small boat and the main vessel. So if you have a 100-foot main vessel, you want to stay under 33 feet for the tender. And you're going to be required to have a towing plan and a captain who's had plenty of towing experience. And so these are things to consider when you're looking into getting a tender. Otherwise, you can always get a tender, just don't tow it. Where you plan to moor the boat. If you're going to be navigating in more hurricane-prone areas, you can expect to see higher rates during the annual year. Versus if you were to keep your boat, say, in the Great Lakes, which historically has never had a hurricane. They have really great rates there, and there's a reason. Less risk for a total loss situation. Caribbean, not so much, Bermuda, yeah, they can tell you firsthand there's not a lot of boats there left. If you liked what you saw today, please like and subscribe down below. I promise I'll get better. There'll be more videos in the future. And if you wish to contact me for more information, my information is also below. You can call me or email me, and I'm happy to respond and help you out. Bye, everyone.